Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch, and today we're going to be making this cute little project. Okay, so it's the exact same thing as the Jar of Haunts Post-it note holder that I shared with you last week. And I said that I was going to share, on my blog, I posted that I was going to share a Christmas version. So here's the Christmas version. I'll have all the details about like what stamp sets and everything like that, the colors, over on my ChicnScratch blog. But I'm actually going to make this one today. So it's made exactly the same. I just use different product, okay? So if you don't like the little chocolates that are in there, those are the little Ghirardelli minis. What you can do is add some candy corn in there and place this at your table setting. Okay, so let's start making it. Okay, so here are the supplies you're going to need. A piece of crumb cake cardstock that measures 5 3/4 by 12. And then 2 pieces of the Petals and Paisleys Designer Series paper. And this measures 3.5 by 1 3/4 and 3.5 by 3 1/4. A piece of shimmery white cardstock that measures 3 by 4. And a piece of Very Vanilla that measures 7/8 by 2. And since I just went through all that, head over to my website, leave a comment. One person's going to win the kit to make this project, and it will include the twine also. I haven't put that in there yet. Okay, let me get out the Simply Scored scoring tool. We're going to place it in the portrait mode first, which is the 5 3/4 side, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 3/4, and 5 1/4. We're going to turn it on the landscape side, which is the 12-inch side, and we're going to score it at 2, 2.5, 6, 9.5, 10.5, and 11.5. I had to make sure I was doing that right. I'm going to fold it on the score lines using my bone folder. Okay, so someone the other day did ask about the Post-it notes. I did use only 1/2 of a stack of Post-it notes, so you could get 2 of these out of 1. Or, like I said, you can use candy. You can put a bracelet. My girlfriend Sandra, she put a money and an Alex and Ani bracelet in it. So you don't have to just use candy. You can, a bracelet would be awesome in here. Okay. Here we go. Now on the Halloween one, we used the 2-inch circle punch. Not doing that this time because we did that for the Post-it notes. But since we're going to be using candy, we don't need that, okay? So I'm just going to cut right here and fold that under. And then cut this big long piece off. And do the same thing on the other side, okay? So we're just going to cut across, fold that under so that we don't cut it. And I'm actually going to cut from this end. It doesn't matter which end you cut. I'm trying to follow that score line. Next we're going to add the smaller piece of Designer Series paper right down here on the bottom. And you could sponge these if you want. I couldn't decide if I wanted to sponge or not sponge. Okay, so now for our adhesive. Let me grab my Fast Fuse. You do want your stronger adhesive, so use tear and tape or Fast Fuse. I'm only going to put it, whoops, on that one panel there, see? Okay, I messed up. I have a very love-hate relationship with this stuff. It works fantastic when it works. Okay, there's that side. So now that we've done those 2 pieces, we want to turn it over and put adhesive on this one. Okay, so now we're going to go back down here. We're going to assemble this part first. Okay, same thing here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bone folder, and someone reminded me that this is called the mountain fold on the back. See how that's done? The mountain fold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just fold that down, and then just bring this down, and that lines it up perfect so that there's no mistakes. Okay, you just want to make sure that when you raise it back up that the adhesive has really stuck to it, and if it hasn't, then you can give it a little squeeze. I don't want to press too hard because I don't want to squash my box. Now we're going to take the other piece of Designer Series paper. I like this houndstooth pattern too. I'm going to have to use that. I've still got to make the blessing mix box. So I've got some ideas. I just need to get almost done with the 12 weeks of Halloween. Okay, next we're going to stamp. Well, let me show you the stamp sets, okay? So the Scarecrow is in the Cookie Cutter Halloween set, and the greeting is from the Basket of Wishes. If you were on my blog last week, you saw the cute little mini treat bag that I made using both of these sets. So let me get the greeting. I'm going to stamp it in Cajun Craze ink, and we are going to freehand trim this little piece. So it's okay if it's not stamped straight, because we're just going to give it a little trim with our scissors. Now we're going to stamp our Scarecrow with black stays on ink, and we're going to be coloring with the aqua painter with a whole bunch of ink. Now I find that coloring on the shimmery white cardstock is so much easier than any other cardstock we have. So if you struggle with using the aqua painter, get some shimmery white. I promise, every year when the retirement list comes out, I always fear that that pack of paper is going to retire because I don't know what I would do without it. And look, I have got my ink pad off track. Whew, that's scary. Whew, that scared me. Okay, so now let's open up our ink pads. Let me explain the little Scarecrow dude. Pumpkin pie on his stocking hat, pool party on the shirt, crumb cake on the face and the legs, crushed curry on the little straw areas, pumpkin pie on the little patchwork, and I'm going to use rose red for his heart. I did use rich raspberry because that's the color in this paper, but I'm going to go back to using the rose red, which is what I used on the mini treat bag. Okay, let me get my aqua painter, and I've got my little towel here. I guess that's what you call it, is a towel. I don't know. I use it for watercoloring. Okay. If I go out of the lines, y'all can see better than I can. I'm going to try to do a good job. I'd actually like to give this project, or maybe even use it during Thanksgiving. Okay, we're done with pool party. Now let's use crumb cake. Oop, come back here. I'm going to do his legs. That doesn't look so good. I need more water. It's a fine line between having too much water and too little water. You just kind of have to play around and you'll eventually get it. Okay, now his face. I always try to say less is more. You can always add a little bit more ink. You cannot take it away. Okay, now we're going to do this little, his collar or whatever you want to call that. I just noticed the spot I missed on his sleeves. Now let's do the crushed curry part. Do. And then over here. Okay, that's it with that one. Then we've got pumpkin. Okay, 2 more colors. I'm going to take a little bit of the soft suede, and what I want to do is just, whoops, got too much on there. I'm just going to add a little darker color to this burlap, just a little bit. And I can tell my aqua painter is a little too wet. There we go. Now for the heart. I'm going to try to do this slow so that I don't go out of the line. And you could use your marker if you want to. The only problem is using the marker, it's going to be a lot brighter. And I like that little subtle look. And I forgot to color his nose. Come back here. I think I forgot to color the nose on my sample too. I did. There we go. Okay, so we are done coloring. We can cut him out. Before you cut him out, you just want to make sure that all of your ink is dry. It dries pretty quickly on the shimmery white. So we're just going to line it up with the cookie cutter builder punch. This stamp set and this punch, I have absolutely loved them. Okay, so we're going to set him aside for just a second. We're going to get out our scissors and we are going to trim. Now you could actually cut this piece a little smaller, but sometimes people struggle with cutting little tiny pieces of cardstock. I think it's crooked, but you know what? It's going to be fine. I'm not even going to worry about it. Here's my sponge. So I'm just going to sponge on a little bit of crumb cake. Now I didn't sponge my original one, but I'm going to sponge this one because the whole time I was making it, I wanted to sponge it, but I didn't. So we'll see which one we're going to like best after they're made. I really do like the sponging. I'm probably going to like this one best. There's some things that just call for sponging and then others that don't. Okay. Now, we're going to take our burlap. This is 16 inches of the 5/8 inch burlap ribbon. I believe that's what it's called. I know it's called burlap. I just don't remember the official. It'll be on the screen. I'm trimming off this right side. And I'm going to take 4 strands. Okay, this is what I'm using. Place it in here. Okay, so I was talking in my attempt to tie this, and of course I messed up. So I'm going to stop talking and tie my bow. You guys understand, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is just kind of spread these out a little bit. And you don't have to do this part. I just think it's kind of cute. So now for our candy. I'll add these in just a minute. What I'm going to do is just take my scissors. These are our 3x6 cellophane bags. I'm going to make sure that my candy corn, which I got these, I believe, at Target, I think. Yeah, I did. And they're good until 2018. Finally something that doesn't expire. So what I'm going to take is the Halloween Night washi tape. So I'm just going to fold it over and then seal it with washi tape. I swear I am in love with washi tape. We use it on almost all the packages that we send here from the house. Okay, so I just folded that over and then tied it closed, and that's how it fits in there, okay? So we're going to add both of our images with a dimensional. So I'm going to add the greeting down here first. I just noticed the ink I have on my finger. Crazy. And then I just want to see, well, maybe, hold on, let me take that out for just a second. And where do I want this? Up here? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Sometimes I think I overanalyze where to place things. Okay, so there they both are. Aren't they so cute? And again, you can put these little mini Ghirardelli chocolates in there, or you can put the little bag of candy corn. Okay, have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.